Calvary, welcome to your last quarterly update for 2022. Today you'll hear from your three pastors about what you can expect in the coming months. And with each of these quarterly updates, we hope it's helpful to hear what is kind of big picture in our community and different ways you can engage, do ministry, and fellowship. So, if you have any questions, whether it's this quarterly update or a future one, please feel free to reach out to any of the lay leaders that are referenced and, of course, your staff. Calvary, we hope you find ways to connect in the coming months. Here is your quarterly update.
Hi everyone, this is Pastor Alice with a quarterly update for you. I have two things to tell you about. Number one, Praise and Ritual is ending December 17th. That's a Saturday at 4 p.m. in the chapel. This will be our last service of contemporary worship for the time being. We'll have Christmas music, and we have Matt and Holly and Lily Bailey Duran. She's one of our choral assistants. She'll be joining us for a few songs as well. And so we highly encourage you to be there Saturday, December 17th at 4 p.m. Also, we have annual meeting coming up Sunday, January 29th. And so that means the annual report will be coming out as well. I will be compiling this, and we have a picture of the table of contents from last year that we can flash up on the screen for you. And you are welcome to press pause on this so you can get a good look. But from this table of contents, you can see what's in the annual report. We need reports from staff members, lay leadership, which means if you are a chair of a committee, a co-moderator, leader of a small group, leader of a church school class, we need a report from you about what was 2022 like. Some people have trouble finding the words to describe it or what exactly to report on. Church school classes, we'd love to know what you studied, what your subjects were, what books you read, that sort of thing. And lay leadership, just tell us what your year was like, what projects you did and what was launched. And we'd love to be able to fully capture 2022 as best as possible. And we can only do that with everyone being involved. And so with Calvary being lay-led, we need our lay leaders to submit our reports. So you can submit those to me. My email is ahornernelson@calvarydenver.org. Those reports are due on January 9th. So once you get done with your holidays, just be thinking about typing up your report. And all together, we will create a wonderful document that will summarize and storytell what 2022 was like for all of us. Thanks, Calvary.
Calvary, I'll be sharing with you about Fifth Sundays, my sabbatical, small group opportunities, and trips coming up. As for Fifth Sundays, we lived our first one in October, and there were questions around who, what, when, where, and in particular, why. We hope that living our first Fifth Sunday in October, this shift, answered some of those questions for you. But as a way of reminder, the reason we are trying something new on our Fifth Sundays is around requests for more fellowship, just engagement with each other, as well as collective service opportunities. And so this is our chance of trying that. So thank you to all of you who are willing to do that. And thank you for the ways that you've been flexible and curious, leaning into the spirit of curiosity as we live out this year's theme. And anytime something changes on a Sunday, we understand that it's a big expression of trust for you to try it with each other and try it with us as your pastors. So thank you for that trust, and thank you for your flexibility. We hope it was meaningful for you, and as we continue to learn from each Fifth Sunday, there might be a few tweaks. One of the tweaks coming for this Fifth Sunday is that we will have opportunities for everybody to participate in each aspect of the morning. So from 9 to 9:45, we will have our breakfast potluck. from 9:45 to 10:30. We will have our service components. Because of it being in January, we are planning to be indoors for these, but still engaging our VIPs and surrounding neighbors. More information to come on that. From 10:30 to 11:15, we will have our worship service. And if it goes over 11:15, that's great. We have cushion and time to do that. This will also include our share out that took place at the end of our Fifth Sunday experiences last time. And so that will now be a part of our prayer time in the worship service. And so more information will come on this so that you know what to expect, and you can plan accordingly. But most of all, Calvary, we're so grateful for the ways that you allowed us to experiment with responding to requests for more fellowship, more service opportunities as a congregation, and for trying ways to reach into our community and to connect with our VIPs. And so, Calvary, I am grateful for the ways that you leaned into the spirit of curiosity, that you allowed flexibility, and most of all, you trusted your staff to try something new. We don't take this lightly, and we are so grateful. If you have more questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We want you to feel as informed as possible. For our small group opportunities coming up in the spring, we will have another connections class. So if you missed our fall one, or you have since joined or started attending since our fall connections class, this is a great way to learn about what we do here at Calvary, what we believe, how we function, and get to know some other folks who have recently joined and become members or have recently started attending. The dates for that will come out in early January. And we will also have a baptisms class. So if you're curious about baptism and would like to learn about what that looks like within our tradition of American Baptists, as well as what it looks like to be baptized specifically here at Calvary, and what it means for your faith formation and spiritual journey, we would love to have you. Those dates, along with the connections class, will come out in early January. For June, which I realize this is not a quarterly update for June, but we will be planning our June trips starting in January. So we want to let you know about them. There will be trips for adults, for youth as well. And so we would like to ask all of you to earmark the first week of June in your calendars so that you know that that can be held for Calvary trips. For adults, we will be inviting you to explore whether you want to do a service opportunity trip, whether that's serving around here in the state of Colorado or going to another state to serve and support and engage meaningful work. Or there's been requests to do an adult version of the Civil Rights Road Trip that I did with our college students several years ago. So that information will come out in early January. We are excited to add more adult trips to the rotation. And as always, we will also have youth trips available. And so I will be reaching out to youth families to see if they want to do a service trip or if they would like to do a cross-cultural justice learning trip or a hybrid of the two with Passport. So information about that will be coming out soon. Please earmark the first week of June for that. And then as a tag on, please earmark the last week of June for Vacation Bible School volunteering or attending if you have children in those age groups. The last piece I'll be sharing with you is about my sabbatical. Unlike recent sabbaticals here at Calvary, but not the first to not do a 3-month consecutive, Pastor Mary's sabbatical when she took one wasn't 3 months consecutive. So you may remember back to that experience. But for me, I will be doing 3 2-week stints and 1 6-week stint for a total of 12 weeks. This is to allow for big events for me to be present at them, as well as just being kind to our family schedules and needs with 2 little ones and traveling and all that kind of stuff. So Calvary, every time I am gone on a sabbatical, we'll make note of it in the order of worship and the newsletter so you know that I am taking one of those stints of my sabbatical. In addition, as it's been noted in the newsletter, I will be focusing on the cornerstones that led me to becoming a pastor. So I will head to Waco, Texas, which is one of the pivotal places, as well as Canada, where I went to Bible college. And so I'm so grateful that you believe in sabbaticals. I will be communicating along the way. Thank you for this opportunity to re-engage key aspects of my faith journey and my professional call journey. Means a great deal. And I'm always here. If you are in a profession where you'd like to explore how to implement sabbaticals, please know I will journey alongside you. And I look forward to a future where sabbaticals aren't just for pastors, but for all of us, so that we can renew and connect and re-engage what we feel called to and what we do in our professions. Calvary, thanks again. And I look forward to finally taking my sabbatical after deferring it for 2 years. Thanks so much.
Hi, Calvary family. I know these are full days at the holidays, even at church, and I pray that you are finding moments of stillness and quiet this Advent season. As we prepare to welcome the birth of Jesus into our world again this year, we have 3 chances for you to worship with us Christmas weekend. On Saturday, December 24th, we have our 4 p.m. Family Christmas Eve service, which will include the Christmas story scriptures interspersed with Christmas carols and moments and questions of wonder, as well as a visual tableau. Tableau is French for living picture, and it simply means that actors in costumes create the static scene of the Christmas story for us without speaking. Of course, this service will also end with the singing of Silent Night, the lighting of candles, and singing Joy to the World. An added fun element this year is that there will be a photo booth outside of the sanctuary. Pastor Alice would love to take a photo of you and your family or a group of friends. Then we have the 11 p.m. Christmas Eve service as well. This includes candlelight and carols, and also communion, and reflections on the Christmas story scriptures from Pastors Morgan, Alice, and myself. Then, on Christmas morning, which is a Sunday this year, we invite you back to the sanctuary. You're invited to wear your Christmas PJs or a Christmas sweater as we join together for a celebratory morning of worship, full of Christmas carols and sharing together about the wonder of this season. We'll have the photo booth available again and a hot cocoa bar. And of course, all 3 of these services will be live streamed as well on Calvary's YouTube channel. This is a wonderful opportunity for me to thank our amazing live stream team, which includes live stream techs Bill Warren, Tom Madden, Corey Kreil, and Damon Scalfaro, as well as slide support by Amelie Haas, Robin Warren, Ken Pinkham, and Deb Carlson. And a special thanks to Grace Coachman for making our live stream slides every week, and to Christine Zeiler for serving as our live stream greeter each week. What a wonderful team ministry behind the scenes that brings you worship in your home. We hope, too, Calvary, that you will make a special Christmas offering to help us end the year in a strong financial position. As we celebrate all that God has shared with us, it is a joy to be able to give a gift with full hearts to the work of God through Calvary. Your extra Christmas offering of any size will truly be a blessing for us, so that we can end 2022 in a strong financial position, setting us up for the ministry God is calling us to in 2023. Speaking of 2023, we are still receiving financial pledges for our operating budget. As I'm recording this, we have received about $532,000 pledged to date, which is 108 commitment cards representing 157 people. We've had 52 increased pledges this year, thank you, and 11 new financial commitments from last year, as well as 9 financial commitments from people who live outside of the Denver metro area and who primarily connect with us online. Thank you, Calvary, for your generosity. We do still have quite a ways to go in funding our ministry for 2023. So, if you have not yet already turned in your financial pledge, know that you may do so right now by emailing church accountant LaJuan Jones at ljones@calvarydenver.org. We are currently in the budget reconciliation process. We're working on the budget that we will present to council in January and then to you, the congregation, for a vote at our annual meeting, which this year is on Sunday, January 29th, following worship. Watch for more details to come about the annual meeting, but for those of you who are new to our community, you do not want to miss this all-church event. We celebrate the ministry of the past year, we thank volunteers, watch a slideshow, we get the financial report, but then we look ahead to the year before us. We vote on new nominations for committee positions, we vote on our new financial plan for 2023, and we hear from our pastors and leaders about what is upcoming for Calvary in terms of our vision and mission. The annual meeting is not the same without your presence. We will have the meeting here in person at Calvary with, of course, a Zoom option as well. So we hope that you will join us in whatever means makes sense for you. Finally, Calvary, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you again for the gift you gave me in allowing me to take a sabbatical this summer and fall. I'm so grateful for the time of rest and renewal, and I do not take it for granted. Thank you for being the kind of church that supports holistic spiritual health for our pastors and staff. Because I was on sabbatical this fall, I missed the opportunity to say thank you and congratulations to our children's ministry coordinator, Angela Leonard, who celebrated her 5-year anniversary with Calvary in September. Angela's creativity, flexibility, and compassion for our children and families is such a gift to our congregation. Angela, we're so grateful to have you on our team. And Calvary, I encourage all of us as a way to say thank you to Angela for her continued service in the role. I encourage all of us to volunteer in some way with our children's ministry this upcoming year. Maybe you offer a word for God's children in worship, or work in the nursery or children's church school. Help out with Vacation Bible School, Trunk or Treat, or the next Parents' Day Out event. By supporting Angela in these ministries, you support all of our children and families. I also want to say a huge thank you and congratulations to Calvary's church accountant, LaJuan Jones, who celebrated her 10-year anniversary serving Calvary this past October. LaJuan's experience and expertise in nonprofit accounting is a unique skill set that serves Calvary beyond the normal role of accountant, including helping to manage our health and retirement benefits, payroll, ensuring all of our tax and government paperwork is filled out correctly. In fact, in recent years, LaJuan was pivotal in securing 2 PPP, Payroll Protection Program, loans for Calvary, applying for the loans, administering them, and then applying for forgiveness, which we were granted. What a gift. There are many ways that LaJuan blesses our community, including being a spiritual mentor for me in trusting God and having faith in God through tough financial times. I'm so grateful for her wisdom and guidance. LaJuan has literally been with me since day one as senior pastor, and she has helped me grow into all the CEO aspects of being a senior pastor. So while LaJuan may be behind the scenes to many of you in the congregation, know that she is front and center in my leadership and ministry, and I am grateful. And finally, it's hard to believe this is true and that these words are even coming out of my mouth. But after 29 years of volunteering in the church office, Marlis Marshall is retiring from her role as lead volunteer and pastoral administrative assistant for Calvary. Marlis is a mainstay in our Calvary office, and I honestly can't imagine the office without her. You all know that it's impossible to say no to Marlis when she calls. So she's going to be greatly missed by us on staff just for that reason, but also for her care and compassion and her beautiful smile and jovial spirit. On behalf of all of the staff and volunteers through the years, we say thank you, Miss Marlis. Thank you for addressing all those birthday postcards, calling all those volunteers, organizing the family files, and keeping us fed with peanut butter pretzels. We will be having a come and go reception for current and former office staff in the coming week to thank Marlis, but I encourage all in our congregation to drop Marlis a note of thanks and gratitude for what she means to this church. Calvary, my deepest Advent and Christmas blessings to all of you. I hope to see you this season. May the hope, peace, joy, and love of the Christ child fill you with wonder.